That shocking video of an all-out brawl inside a Chipotle restaurant. It is a violent and chaotic scene that's becoming all too common in Navy Yard and some other D.C. neighborhoods. Teens by the hundreds flooding the streets, getting in fights, damaging businesses, and in some cases, even assaulting police. This latest takeover happening Saturday, just one day after the city's top prosecutor announced her office will charge parents for their kids' bad behavior. And she had this message today.
This kind of thing is destroying the quality of life in the district. The residents are finding it extremely difficult to enjoy public parks and spaces. These kids, these teens, if you want to call them kids, they need to find something productive to do. And parents, that's your job. That's not our job.
Now, the FBI is also getting involved. U.S. Attorney Jeanine Pirro says agents are helping find who was involved in this weekend's takeover. The agency will also be looking into whether any federal laws may have been violated. Our Tom Rousey's live in Navy Yard tonight and all new at 11 o'clock here. Tom, you spoke with a man who was inside that Chipotle with his kids when that fight broke out.
Yeah, he was, and he said he was just trying to have a nice Saturday with his children when this happened. This is the Chipotle I'm standing outside of. You can see inside it's been cleaned up, looks a lot better than it did on Saturday night. Yeah, and we spoke with the man who was inside with his children, saying things got very bad very fast. This video, posted by community activist Ron Moten and others, shows a melee. But the man seen in the red shirt protecting his 5 kids, including a girl who is just 4, says it was even worse before. He told me it all started as a fight.
So at that point, I tell the children, come on, get with me, get up, to start backing up. And then it was like an ambush. It was just like a group of individuals. They looked like ninjas, dressed in black, ski masks, just piled into the main eatery.
Raphael Howdigee says he took his kids to the Nats-Orioles game, then bought them dinner. He's an Air Force veteran who says his training kicked in and his kids helped too.
My 2 sons, they took a posture of body shielding their sisters, and that was just an amazing thing.
But he says his children never should have had to witness teenagers doing this.
My son said on the way home, said, Papa, the problem is I can't unsee that. Those individuals have now directly impacted my security, my life. My children are now talking about, like, I never want to go to Chipotle again, right? Or at least that one.
Monday, U.S. Attorney for D.C. Jeanine Pirro vowed to start charging some parents of curfew violators and others using a D.C. code that outlaws contributing to the delinquency of a minor. Parents could face a $500 fine or even potentially 6 months in jail.
Where we can, we will prosecute you aggressively and we will prosecute your parents. And I am not shy about looking for jail time. The people of the district have had enough.
Raphael says he supports what Pirro is doing because he says D.C. should not be a place
where a dad can't bring their kids out to a Nats game and grab a bite to eat after so they can get home.
Now, in her press conference about what happened here on Saturday night, Pirro actually listed the phone numbers, the office phone numbers of members of the D.C. City Council, told folks to call them and ask them to support emergency legislation for a juvenile curfew. We reached out to some members, including those who voted against one a few weeks ago. They either didn't get back to us or did not provide comment for this story. Reporting live in Navy Yard, I'm Tom Rousey, 7 News.
All right, Tom, and we also did reach out to Chipotle for comment. They tell us no guests or employees were hurt Saturday night. Earlier this month, D.C. Council approved a permanent juvenile curfew after the temporary one expired. It's not set to take effect, though, until August. Today, Mayor Muriel Bowser slammed the council for that delay. She said members failed twice to prevent the curfew from lapsing. She urged council to immediately pass an emergency bill saying, quote, we cannot afford further delay. Meanwhile, Councilmember Brooke Pinto, who's been a major advocate for the curfew, said today, quote, the council has passed the permanent juvenile curfew and the bill has been signed by the mayor and is awaiting congressional approval. Well, the recent teen takeovers were a hot button issue at tonight's D.C. mayoral debate. 3 candidates took the stage tonight with less than a month before the primary election. They're on your screen there. Kenyon McDuffie, Gary Goodweather, and Janice Lewis George. Now, 7 News' Christian Flores was inside the auditorium to watch that debate. He joins us now live. Christian, you were there, so what were the biggest takeaways?
Public safety, public safety, public safety. It was gloves off for all 3 candidates, attacking each other on their voting records. Former Councilmember Kenyon McDuffie supports the juvenile curfew. Current Councilmember Janice Lewis George does not. And Gary Goodweather says that's a tool that should be used only in limited circumstances.
Right now, using the curfew as a tool for our young people is dangerous. It is dangerous because we have federal troops who are in our city, mass ICE agents who are in our city. And these are the people enforcing this law on our young people. And these are not individuals who are trained in de-escalation. Mr. McDuffie, in the past, has stated that he also didn't support the youth curfew. He actually, at a debate, raised up and said, no, I don't support a youth curfew.
The current curfews are a failure of the system that my 2 colleagues who have been on council for a combined 20 years have failed to address. So what do? Number 1, if you're going to have curfews, which are an extreme measure, you need to have a defined timeline when you're going to exit it. We also need to address the underlying causes of why this is happening, and that is poverty and mental health.
Doing nothing is not an option. We all saw what happened at Chipotle, and it didn't have to happen. The council had an opportunity to act just a few weeks ago, before the curfew expired, but they didn't act because Janice Lewis George shut it down. She asked them to wait, right? She put politics over public safety, and you had a dad watching kids almost assault his child, trying violently to shield his kids from the assaults that were happening inside that Chipotle.
And you just heard our Tom Razzie speaking with that father, Kenyon McDuffie, mention after the debate moderators asked their questions, we had the chance to get to the bottom of their public safety strategies. What's your stance on cooperating with Janine Pirro's office, especially as she says she wants to go after parents of these juveniles involved in these teen takeovers?
We don't need the federal government infringing on our ability to take care of our residents.
But Pirro's office prosecutes adults.
The council needs to take action. When I was on the council, I voted to extend the teen curfew and put in place a transformational bill that addresses root causes.
Now the vote comes up to extend the emergency juvenile curfew. How will you vote on that?
My vote has been consistent. I believe that we need to use the best tools. But let me be clear. I think what happened at Chipotle was unacceptable.
Would you vote for yes on that or no?
My vote has consistently been a no. It's this tool being used right now is dangerous and harmful. Let's hold those people accountable who was in that Chipotle.
How would you handle some of these so-called teen takeovers? Would you do an emergency executive action like Mayor Bowser has done in the past? What is your approach to that?
My approach really is to get to the root causes here.
But is the curfew a tool you would consider, especially in some extreme cases we have seen?
Yes, curfews are an extreme tool that I would use.
The election is June 16th. We have my live play-by-play of this debate on our website, WJLA.com.